What's up, everybody? This is Jose from Sun Life.
And Katie.
Welcome to North Houston. We're going to explore apartment complexes on the north side of Houston. Now, these are supposed to be hoods out here, but it's like a different type of hood. It's not like your typical like older residential neighborhood. These are just apartment complexes on top of apartment complexes on top of apartment complexes. So it's definitely a different type of hood. So we're going to explore these giant North Houston area of apartment complexes that are supposed to be really bad. Now, I eventually want to make a top 10 worst neighborhoods in Houston, but I'm not going to do it until I first see the neighborhoods. Okay, so that's gated. Can't go in there. Until I first see the neighborhoods with my own two eyes and see what it's about.
Someone dropped our wig. The entire wig.
Really?
Yeah.
So Houston's weird because you have areas like this where, like, here you have two houses for some reason, and they're big houses. They're not bad looking houses, but like this one, it's a big, nice house. But then if you look at it more carefully, you'll see it's kind of in disrepair. So even though it's structurally a nice house, but if you look at it carefully, it's kind of like in disrepair. It's kind of like, just the grass. It's very badly cared for. So we're gonna explore this North Houston area. Eventually, guys, I'm gonna make a top 10 worst neighborhoods in Houston. Now, every big YouTuber's done that video. That does the type of video that I do. The only difference is that I'm actually gonna go to all the neighborhoods before I make the video and give you not just statistically this has more crime. And that's it, because some of these neighborhoods that are on these lists are simply on the list because, quite simply, population density and stuff like that, or if it's a commercial district, there's not too many households, the crime rate is higher because in the daytime there's more people than there are people living, so it messes up the crime rate. So there's one thing to look up a book and say, okay, this is the crime rate for this neighborhood, and then it's a completely different thing to actually go into the neighborhoods and see it yourself. So as you can see, these are gated apartments. I'm really gonna need a map in my hand eventually.
I put a map in front of you.
That's garbage. I need to see it in front of me. Like I should be able to move it around and stuff. This car is not the truck where I could just put the map down and look at it. You can see, like, these are apartments. They're in rough shape. Like, the metal gate. Like here, for example, you have a metal gate and then you have another gate behind the gate. Right? It's like you have a gate, but wait, that's not enough. You need a gate, and you also need barbed wire behind the gate. So you start to kind of just see the idea that, structurally it looks kind of nice, but you can kind of start to figure out how this is a hood, in a sense. It doesn't exactly look like a hood. Very confusing and hard to explain. It's a hood. It's a bad neighborhood, but it's not like. And look at this apartment complex over here. They have barbed wire. They have double barbed wire along the top. Like, this is a better example right here. Like, this is what you would expect in a hood. Like a burnt down building or whatever. Like, this is more of what you would expect. So it's kind of strange. It's a hood, but it's hard to wrap words around the idea of how this works. This is called Arbor Court, and it is completely dilapidated. This is a room.
And that's section off.
I got you. Somebody behind me. Over here. But it's totally dilapidated. Like, look at this thing. They have like double, triple. It's an apartment complex, so they have triple. Like, they have triple barbed wire. It's like insane. And over here, you have like just dilapidated looking buildings that have fallen apart. This car had an accident. Another thing that's huge here in Houston is car break-in. So they're knocking these down over here. It looks kind of dilapidated and beat up. But you can tell, like, not only that, like, there's a fence, but like you can tell like something hit the fence and it's like falling over. On this side, you got a double fence, so it's all the windows are broken out. Like, there's probably a lot of people squatting in there probably by now.
Barbed wire.
Yeah, they have triple barbed wire on top of that. That is insane. No trespassing signs, camera signs, neighborhood watch signs. So you can kind of start to get the feeling. Like, look at this. Like, it's just like fences everywhere. Fences and stuff. It's kind of it's an odd. Like, if you saw this on Google Earth, you'd be like, oh, these just apartment complexes. But what I want to do is I want to see Houston first before I make my top 10 neighborhoods list, because that's just the type of person I am. I don't want to make a video and then have a bunch of people. I want to make a video and I want to get a comment like, I've lived in Houston my whole life. Sorry, bro, like an idiot. I want to get a comment like, I've lived in Houston my whole life, and this video is 100% correct. That's the type of comment I want to see. There's always going to be people that are going to say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, you know. But those are probably the type of people that have a bus and, you know, ride a bus and don't even have a car to get around and know what the crap is about. So, and you can't make everybody happy, basically. But you can at least make an educated video. When I make my top 10 worst neighborhoods in Houston, I want to make an educated video. Like, I want a video that if you're from Houston, you watch it, be like, oh, this dude knows what he's talking about. And that takes time and money. But I feel like if you're gonna make that video, make it right. You see a car crash happen right there, all the metal on the ground. It's 100 degrees outside. I got this air conditioner just blasting, keeping these cameras cool. Returns at the coffee shop. It'll make it blah blah blah. Look how much litter up there. And there ain't no returns at the coffee shop. It'll make it blah 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 at the coffee shop. Washateria. A purely Houston word. Wash it. Even the businesses have like gates, not gates, but like fences around the back. Look at this gas station. When they close it up, they have like this metal grate they slide around the front. Yeah. I like those Dodges, but I would never get one. Mm-hmm. I feel like if you drive a Dodge like that, it's like somebody could see it, think it's somebody else, and look how much litter there is out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't drive. Well, the places we go to, I would never get a Dodge like that. Is our car gonna clear this?
Yeah. Do you hear the the creak?
The other thing about Houston, like a lot of people get it twisted with Houston because those like apartment complexes like this one in front of us right now. And it's a real nice looking apartment complex. There's no doubt about that.
It's got like a
But
Tuscany vibe.
just look at the reviews on Google Maps for some of these apartment complexes in Houston. Look for the ones that have like a 3.2, even though they're brand new apartment complexes like this, or newer, you know, and just get the reviews on them. When you see an apartment complex with a 3.2, look at the photos people start posting about what things that happen, like, you know, cars, wheels getting stolen, car break-ins, windows being stolen. Like, there's a lot of even car theft, you know. A lot of people believe an apartment complex about a review saying, you know, my car got stolen here. You know, there's cameras, but they're not working. There's fences, but people jump them. At the end of the day, my car got stolen. And that's what a lot of people like. See these apartments here? They're brand new. They're brand new apartments. Like, what could possibly go wrong with Serena Grove, man? Like, you live in Serena Grove, the Arbor, you know, the arbor. But if you pay close attention to the arbor across the street from it, you have like, you know, a fence, and then on top of the fence you got barbed wire, bro. Imagine how bad crime has to be here when you need barbed wire on top of a fence, and that's just because people jump the fence and they go in there and start breaking in the cars. You know, they start breaking in the cars. They'll start stealing cars, breaking in the cars, and stealing wheels off of cars and stuff. So people are like, they have to do something, you know. They like act like they're. So imagine, if these older apartments are getting broken into that much, imagine how much more they're going to target this right here, where there's no barbed wire on top of that. They might have cameras, but dude comes by with a ski mask and takes your rims. What somebody, you know, picture somebody with a ski mask. So that's a huge problem here in Houston. Now, like a lot of people moving to Houston just don't understand like the complexities of crime in the city. But obviously these apartment complexes have a lot of trouble. I mean, look at this. They had their fence. They had to go in and they had to put another fence on top of the fence with barbed wire. All the way through. The whole thing's got barbed wire. And it ain't no returns at the coffee shop. Let's see here. This is called a Greenbrier, surprisingly. The Greenbrier Park. El Parque de Greenbrier es un parque de diversiones criminales. Es un parque, mamá, llévame al parque. Quiero jugar con los otros niños. Con mi caballo. Mi caballo de juguete, mamá. Quiero jugar con los otros niños. No, niño, ese caballo se lo van a comer. Give me a second, y'all. I gotta look at the map real quick. Trying to find some grimy looking hoods so I can take y'all. That was pretty rough up in there. There's another block of apartment complexes. Let me see. Heading north, it looks like suburbs actually, which is what's weird about Houston. Like from north of here, it's all suburbs. Now give me a minute, guys. I'm just gonna. So from here, north of here is all. We'll go south. Just trying to find areas that look kind of hood. Okay, these apartments over here look pretty hood. Let's go to Taqueria El Dorado. Again, we're just exploring, guys. Like I don't live here in Houston, so I'm just exploring. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I know these places. We're just exploring together.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Imperial Valley Drive.
Look at these new apartments. Like, and then now like it's suburban, so that's what's so weird about Houston is they're just finishing up these new apartments over here. You know, they are just finishing up brand new apartments. They just built these things. Speed up, I got a car behind me. You just finished building these apartments. Like it's weird. It's like so. Like one block is like new apartments and stuff, and the next block is the hood. But what's really confusing about Houston, there's contrast neighborhoods all over America. That's normal, like in Orlando and this and that.
Continue on Imperial Valley Drive for 2 miles.
But what's weird about Houston, different, it's like Houston is confusing because in other areas, I don't know how to explain it, bro. But Houston, it's weird. Like Orlando has, the city of Orlando has contrast neighborhoods. It's normal for a place to have contrast neighborhoods. A lot of cities have that. But I think in Houston it's confusing because people move into a neighborhood and they just see all the new buildings, you know, nice new apartments, and they're like, oh, this is nice. So this apartment complex, so they have like double barbed wire. have like double barbed wire. And that girl's like, what is she, like throwing up or something? She's like, it's really sick. Double barbed wire. Oh, that looks kind of hood in there. What's going on? A little hook sticking down there. But Houston is interesting, bro. It's different than any other city. But if you're moving here, like, you know, they steal a lot of trucks, steal a lot of wheels. It's like a Houston thing. So if you're moving over here, you might make sure, like, the type of car you got isn't something that would, you know, the wheels will disappear off it. And it ain't no returns at the coffee shop. You can get that. Savannah Heights? Serena Heights. Okay, these are apartments that they're boarded up too.
Yeah.
Apartments, they're not boarded up. Like, some of them are boarded up. This is just rough.
One thing I've noticed within
This is really rough in there, but it's gated as well.
Yeah, a lot of like the main shopping centers and businesses, like it's all open. But when you're in like the residential area, there's a little bit more trees.
Yeah. Look at these apartments. They look really ghetto, but they're fenced in.
Yeah.
It's odd. It really is. Technically, this, according to all other YouTubers and online lists, this is the highest crime rate neighborhood in Houston. Now, it is the highest crime rate neighborhood in the city. You can obviously tell, but it's not the ghettoest looking neighborhood. It's the highest crime rate neighborhood. Very strange, because you know it doesn't look like a complete hood. You know, like this doesn't match. When you think about a hood in America, you think about like old houses, you know, graffiti, you know, people hanging out outside, maybe a little corner store. Like, this is actually like, there's commercial stuff a block away, there's suburbs a block away. It's surprising how this is the city's high, it's not the city's ghettoest looking neighborhood, but it is the city's highest crime rate neighborhood. Technically, it's Greater Greens Point, for the most part. But I think the crime list that they used says the far north side. Strange. And even as you're driving around, it doesn't even feel dangerous at all. Like you can see some like you know city activity, but it doesn't like feel dangerous. It's odd. And actually, there's a few neighborhoods I've been to in Houston that look a whole lot worse than this, and that there's more people hanging out, more environment. But just keep in mind, these are all gated for the most part. These apartments are all gated, fenced in, barbed wired in. Like, you can't even drive into these apartments. It's weird. Like, Houston's probably one of these cities that I've seen.
Apartments.
Yeah. Where, like, look at this right here. Like, it's like suburban looking type of hood. It's in most cities you can drive, like Memphis, Atlanta, like most places you can drive into apartment complexes. Here in Houston, you can't. And what's odd is, like, this is similar to where we were in Houston, where we stayed. Where, like, okay, look at new gas station, new hotels, and new buildings, and a washeria. You know what I mean? A washateria. And this looks like any suburban place in America. Latinos Barber School. This looks like any suburban place in America.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, this looks like any other. This is literally any other suburban place in America. But it's the city's highest crime rate neighborhood. It's so weird. And that, I think a lot of people moving into Houston, they get confused. Like where we stayed last night, we were up till late at night. It felt safe. We were out and about. You know, problem. We were out late, nothing. We had tacos at 11 o'clock at night. New hotel, new gas station. Really clean, suburban looking place. Then you look at the reviews for the apartment complex right there, right behind the hotel, and it's like non-stop photos of cars getting broken into, photos of cars with their wheels missing. You're like, what the crap? Like, okay. So like on one end, I love how they have the palm tree for their logo. One end it's kind of suburban, but on the other end there's high crime. I think a lot of people don't always relate. This guy's selling mangoes out of a parking lot. Interesting. Weddingset Supermarket.
Oh.
El Parmarcito.
Yeah.
Is it Mexican? It's Hondureño. Salvadoreño and Honduran. It's like an Honduran Salvadoran restaurant.
Nice. I like
Some
stuff
people
like
can
that.
cook, man. If you've never had Salvadoran food,
Go try it.
Yeah, here's a few cuisines that if you've never tried, you should consider trying. Salvadorian, which is Honduran and Salvadorian is mostly about the same. It's somewhat similar to Mexican food, but the flavor point's a little bit different. And the food's made a little different. Salvadorian food is really good to try. It's like somewhat similar to Mexican, but it's kind of like Mexican food with a little bit more of Caribbean. I don't know how to explain it, but it's good. You should try it. It's like it's the same exact products. It's like you still get the rice, you still get the beans, and something that's like a taco. That, I mean, they might call it pupusa or something else. It's like a similar type of thing, frontera, which is Spanish for border. But the flavors are just totally different. So it consists of the same thing, but it's put together differently. Taqueria Michoacán. If you like Mexican food, you should like Salvadorian food. El Pollo de Oro, the golden chicken.
Colombian fashion store.
Colombian cuisine is another one you should definitely try.
Yeah.
And when you try Colombian food, go for a bandeja paisa, which is like a peasant's plate, which is basically consists of. Are you kidding me? There's no way I'm gonna go over that with my little tiny car. Bandeja paisa is a peasant's plate. Liquor store Telolopan. Telolopan, man, Telolopan, man, Telolopan. Telolopan, Teloloparemos. That sounds wrong. Telolopan, man. Telolopan meat market. Telolopan. I just like stopped the car. I wasn't even like. I was like, oh, yeah, I ain't going anywhere with that speed bump. Oh, this guy's gonna pass things in the truck. No. You're making a big mistake, my friend. Colombian food's good. Try the bandeja paisa. And when you try Colombian, try milkshakes, mango, whatever tropical fruits they have. Just ask them, tell me what the best tropical milkshake they have, and they'll throw something together. It could be papaya, it could be mango, it could be pineapple and water. Let them pick it for you. You know? Oh, it's downright luxurious.
I'm weird, so I like pineapple milk. It creeps a couple people out that I asked for that.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to have pineapple and water. Weirdo.
It tastes better with milk.
They're looking at her like, see, you're a green guy. You know that tastes like crap, right? They're like,
I like it. It's what I like.
yeah, it's definitely hood around here. Like, you can just tell by, like, it's got, like, hood vibes. It's weird.
I guess it's an acquired taste.
It's I would, yeah. Yeah, I would definitely call it acquired through stupidity.
No, I actually
And the first time
really
she
like
ordered it, I was like, Katie, I know you're American and you've never had Latin food or something, but Michoacán, there's a lot of Mexican
And
stuff.
then I really shocked you by liking it.
Yeah. I don't think you're actually like that. Just so you so dumb, you just drank it just to like.
No, it really tastes good.
Sure. Okay, Katie. Sure. Okay, we're just gonna go with that.
I really do. You know I like it. I've even made it at the house before.
Looks really good on the other side. Let's see what they got going on the other side of this.
Why does nobody else like pineapple in milk?
Because they don't want to get diarrhea.
I've never got it from that.
So anyways, there's a little shopping plaza right here. Anyways, before Katie interrupted me, Colombian food, Pleasant's Plate, definitely recommend that as well. If you've never had Cuban food, you should try that as well. I think foods you must try if you're new to trying different, like, let's say you live in Arkansas and you go to Houston or Miami or something, consider trying those different foods, you know? I've ran out of cover photo material in this video. I've taken so many good cover, like this right here is a perfect, oh, there's a Cuban right there. Okay, hola, city. Oh yeah, mi mom, what's this guy in a rush? You can tell he's Cuban, he's looking in a rush. There's a Cuban place right here.
Yeah.
You Cuban man.
The Cafe Bustelo.
So let me just show you guys, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, do they have anything other than like Cuban products?
Cuban
So it's a
products.
Cuban, huh?
Cuban products.
Cuban products?
They have.
What is a Cuban product? I'm
Yeah.
Cuban and I don't know what a Cuban product is. And this product will turn you Cuban. Interesting. Well, anyway, let's just sit here for a second. If you're gonna try, let me cool down the windshield, guys. It's literally 100 degrees outside, no exaggeration. I'm gonna try to cool down my windshield for a minute, so our camera doesn't freeze, because it's literally like 100 degrees. Sandwich if you want to be like, but that's not really a Cuban thing, that's more of a Tampa thing. We've kind of gone over that on our channel. And chopo insurance. I don't know what a chopo is, but it sounds trashy. Like El Chopo, King LIQ over there. This is definitely hood out here. You can tell this guy, like, see this little truck right here? You can tell there's Central American right there. That's a very Central American family. It's cool Toyota with, like, you know, lots of garbage in the parking lot. Pigeons. I have enjoyed it. I love this. Listen, I love this hood. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but I absolutely love this. I absolutely love how hood this place is. So you have Variedades Corninas. This is where we should have got Mexican food yesterday.
Yeah.
And there's an erotica cabaret, which is basically a Guatemalan SC.
Tortas Cubanas.
Tortas Cubanas. There's a lot of Cuban stuff here. You Cuban man! Dang it, Cubans. We moved into Houston. Why is it we always get the bad part town? They're gonna be like, oh, the Cubans, oh, they live over there and like in Abajo Hood. No, we live in like the most hood out place. This plaza is so hood. I'm just in love with it. I'm in love with this plaza. It's so ghetto. I just feel like I belong here. Like I just can see myself if I was homeless as Robert Lynch, like in this parking lot. By the way, I don't know what the crap of Cuban. I guess there's like a mix of Cubans and Mexicans here. So they're making it's a Mexican restaurant, but they have Cuban Mexican things. It's kind of weird. So a lot of Cubans in Houston have married into Mexicans. So I want to guess if there's an apartment complex behind this, it's gonna be like the ghetto thing in town.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
It does look kind of.
This is hood. This is definitely hood. It's a different type of hood.
Now leasing.
Oh man, can you see me and you living here, baby? Except for like I would have to leave my cars in Florida where they wouldn't steal the rails. That's just like, for me, it's like nothing in life is ever perfect. It's like, here's a place that's right up your alley, but they'll steal your wheels. I'm like, no, the most valuable possession. It's like my wheels, my wife, and then my real estate. Don't take my most valuable. They broke into that car, or they crashed into it or something.
Crashed.
They're leasing.
The Sophia.
Yeah, this is a place where they'll break into your car and, you know, like,
You know what? You can live in the suburbs and then come out here for food.
yeah. And even the suburb, and the people in the suburbs are like, you know what, you can live out here in the hood and just drive to the suburbs to steal stuff. That's what a lot of people in Houston do. That truck, it's like mine. Well, would be afraid to have that truck in his name. And they'll key it. Look, it's keyed.
Yeah.
Like, I've noticed a lot of the cars that are like that here, they'll key your car. I've seen that a few times already. At the other place, I didn't mention it on video, but I saw it. You know, there's a nice car at the other place, and they also keyed it. So imagine, like, if you have a nice car, you can move to a place like this one. Like that truck right there, the chances of that truck getting stolen are super high. From the wheels to the fact that it's a Chevy truck, you gotta be brave to drive that truck in this neighborhood. One day you're gonna go outside, it's gonna be missing. From the wheels to the...
No parking because they're putting in new.
What are those pipes, man?
They're for the sewage.
Oh, they're that big?
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. Later on the middle of the road. I don't know what happened to this truck. Looks like he goes in un enfrentamiento in Michoacán and like they shot it up, blew it up, and the guy still drove it over here. And they rammed through the fences. Like you see, oh, it's a car just like ours. Where's my seeing? And actually, that fence there, they had to put it back up again. Somebody actually just drove right clear through it. So very, very odd. Very odd. Different hoods, man. This is definitely unique. I don't know. We're at some. Let's see if we can hop on. And then here they have like brand new. There's definitely a lot of work in Houston.
Yeah.
No, it's 100 degrees and there's nowhere to hide from the sun. Park here for a minute. But you can see all the signs of the hood are there. And I would say like that guy with that truck living in that neighborhood, like man, those still in a heartbeat here. Garbage flying everywhere. That car's like identical to ours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna park right here for a second, look at the map. Will be a partial shade. Hey, look, shade in Texas. But if you look at these apartments, you can see that somebody just rammed right through the gates recently. They're both there broken. They had to put up a new one. Okay, so right now, guys, we are at the intersection of Interstate 45 and I think it was at the same Houston. On the southeast corner of that intersection. And I'm just going to show here for a minute. I'm going to look at the map again for a minute. See if I can find anything else that looks interesting. Because on the other side, it's just a bunch of giant, there's an Amazon warehouse. And then there's more hoods on the other side of the expressway. We were just there. So we gotta get going underneath the expressway and get on Airline Drive. There's like some hoods looking over there. Hood looking areas over there. Let's go check it out. This truck is beat up, man. It looks like this truck was in a combat scenario. Este es medio basura. It's a shame we're not gonna make it to Los Angeles again.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a shame, bro. Like we should just by now we should have done this. But I did the math and it would take. Oh, you guys have been asking me how much it costs to travel between food, gas, and hotel. $1 a mile. It's how much it costs, and that's I'm getting 40 miles to the gallon, but I do eat a lot more expensive than most people. So I guess my over expensive eating could kind of level out.
But we're trying to like eat healthier stuff.
No, we're not.
No.
So, anyways, you guys had asked me, what's the equation to travel $1 a mile? So my car is very fuel efficient now, but I eat a lot of expensive stuff, and my hotels are right down the middle. I mean, if you're gonna travel, you're probably gonna stay in a nice hotel like I do. So at the end of the day, the calculation that I did is like to get to Houston. Well, that's one way. Okay, so that's to travel. So if you're traveling like from Naples to Houston or from Mars to Houston, it's about 1,100 miles. So it would take you about $1,000, or so to get there. But that's one way. But that's the way we travel. Keep in mind, we're doing drive around videos. We're actually like really slowing it down. But that's at the rate we travel.
Yeah, and keep in mind that we're probably gonna go to a sit-down place.
Yeah, because we're on the road all day.
We're on the road all day.
And not only are we now only on the good point. Not only on the road all day, but we're not only doing the drive. We're also doing drive around videos. So it complicates it. It makes it twice as difficult.
Yeah.
Good point. So at the way we travel, exploring and seeing things and slowing things down, the equation is about $1 a mile.
Yeah.
So I did the math. Ooh, is that a rim store?
Oh no, baby.
Oh, baby, they got rims. They got rims over here too.
No.
Am I in a rim neighborhood? Because that would really.
Oh no, baby. Yeah, they closed.
They look open. You think you could just give me some stupid lie? I'm gonna believe it. I'm not that.
Oh look, a storage place.
The crap! I want a storage place.
And a meat market.
I don't want meat. I want rims.
Ooh, a pupuseria. You like those?
I do.
Yeah.
Hey, you're taking me off topic here. That's not what we're here
Oh, they have shoe repair. Don't you have a shoe that needs to get repaired?
for. It's not perfectly broken, but it's not good either. I guess hey, go back to the rim store.
Oh, I need to get my hair cut. I look like a young Maine lion.
You kind of do.
Yeah.
Maybe while I'm getting my rims, you can walk to a hair place. Intercambio. You can change money here. It's a money exchange store. Now let me ask you. Well, I guess if you're coming from Mexico, you would have to go from pesos to. What is it here? Window tinting?
Oh, no. Car washes.
Oh, car washes. Huh.
Oh, look, a taqueria.
What
They got huaraches.
What is a huarache?
It says huaraches. Huaraches.
So
Yeah, what's a huaraches?
I have no idea, dude. It must be like a Texas type of taco.
Ooh, Casa Verde. It looks nice. It is green.
Well, Casa Verde is Spanish for greenhouse.
Yeah.
So it's kind of green. I love this word, washeria.
Unless it's in Florida, then it can be purple.
This is the most Houston word ever, washeria.
Bachateria.
Washateria. Oh, this is a washateria. A washateria, man. Voy para la washateria a comerme una judía. I don't know what happened to this truck, but I lament whatever happened to it. I want to. This guy's got a car. Oh, it's a Camry, but it's an older Camry. Why doesn't he just go? He could go if he wanted to.
I don't know what he's trying to do.
Not a man.
It's a greenhouse.
He can go if he wanted
Yeah.
to. Not a man.
It does look like they got nice features in that Casa Verde.
Yeah. I mean, at least they don't have the barbed wire around. They don't need the barbed wire around their car parking lot.
Yeah.
I hate these driveways in Houston.
Oh, and it looks like they got vessel sinks.
If your car's low, I guess a truck would make more sense in the city.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna venture and say this is mostly a Latino. And no, Houston's mixed all through it though. There's a lot of Latino stuff, but it's mostly like mixed.
Ricas and pupusas.
She wants Las Banderas restaurant, which is Spanish for the flags. Las Banderas. Even though there's only one type of flag. Library, hey, nice library.
And they have
My property taxes are going to good use.
nice library
Oh,
too.
dude, man. This is awesome. awesome.
And it's just,
I don't know what's down that way, but I'm pretty sure it's ghetto. It just has that ghetto. Doesn't it have that ghetto look to it?
yeah.
Just that entryway with the fountains and stuff. There's one thing about ghetto people, like boarded up windows, high crime. We're okay with that. But the entry to
I
your
hope
community
that's
has to be
hard.
splendid. I love this though. So many like Salvadorian and Mexican restaurants.
This is
there's a dentist
Yeah,
right
they
there.
don't need a playground. Yeah. It's like that's a park.
Dude, I have got to drive to these little
Yeah.
shopping centers.
Over there. Because I was like, why is the playground so boring?
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, there's some things about Houston
Yeah.
that I just can't get enough of.
Yeah.
There's a wild U-turn.
This is it, furniture.
Dude, why would you stop? Oh, he's got a little red like we do.
Yeah.
Okay. These businesses on this side over here.
Oil and
So good.
shadows.
I know,
I
right?
like it.
Dude. Love this neighborhood for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like everything looks so ghetto, but like like it's like
It's an attractive.
I like it.
Yeah. Banderia Salvadorena.
Salvadoreña.
Yeah.
Panadería Salvadoreña.
What are Salvadorian places?
Yeah, this is Salvadorian, underrated. But anyways, obviously, if you've never tried like Latin stuff, I would definitely recommend Latin foods. Like try Salvadorian, which is very similar to Mexican. Colombian or Cuban. Let me see here. Puerto Rican is okay, but they gotta be really good rated. Like, if you're gonna go to a Puerto Rican place, find the one that's got like a 4.8, 4.9, and they'll be over the top. Don't go to like a regular hole-in-the-wall Puerto Rican place. If you're gonna do Puerto Rican, go for like a fancy Puerto Rican place. They exist. Find them. Like Gandules Grill in Lehigh, absolutely love it. I haven't had good luck with Puerto Rican places if they're hole in the wall. Now Mexican, on the other hand, or Salvadorian, they can be the best if they're hole in the wall.
Yeah.
But with Puerto Rican, don't go with hole in the wall. Hop into like a residential neighborhood, just going.
Whatever.
So like Puerto Rican, I personally have not had good luck with hole in the wall Puerto Rican places. I've had better luck with Puerto Rican places that are like nice and fancy. Mexican places that are fancy are usually not the best, surprisingly. How tall of a fence do you need, bro? This is definitely good out here. Looks like Golden Gate City. This is like the grandpa of Golden Gate City. I've noticed that truck. Have you ever noticed like a lot of cars with their tires like they've been slashed? I've seen like a lot of like the nicer cars seem to all have like damage that's been like on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, people really just hate like why you got a new car? I ain't got a new car. Is that gang graffiti?
Yeah.
You got 3 letters. It's usually gang graffiti.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means because I'm not from here, but definitely probably gang graffiti. There's some rough looking neighborhoods. I'm sure not being followed. The gold wheels look good. See, every single car that like looks nice is like in really beat. Like people rammed into it or crashed into it, or you know, like you see cars that are newer. They got nice paint. They either get scratched or like something will hit them, or it just seems like there's a lot of like hate going on. You know, they got something nice, they'll come and mess it up.
It looks like there's been a lot of accidents. Like,
Yeah, insurance fraud.
yeah.
But on top of the insurance, most of these cars that are crashed is insurance fraud.
Yeah.
But on top of the insurance fraud, you also have a lot of hating. I think if you move to a place like this, you can't have the type of cars we got. You gotta like get something like the truck we had,
Yeah.
where like it's already beat up and nobody will mess with it.
Yeah.
But like, don't move to a place like this if you got like the type of cars we got out here. People would bump into them, crash them, scratch them, you know. a lot of hate going on. Every hood is different.
Yeah.
You got a corner store for the neighborhood?
Yep.
That's what's up. Alright guys, I don't usually run these videos more than 45 minutes. It's already at 45 minutes, so you guys got a real good look at some of these Houston neighborhoods. I don't know if you want to run an hour. You want to run another 15 minutes? This is
Sure.
interesting.
Yeah.
Surprised we still haven't got, like, we're still alive. We ain't got shot at. We ain't got none. It's just good old hood vibes, man. Just hanging out in the hood.
There's a lot of good cover photos here too.
We've got our fair share of color photos for today.
It's nice.
For us.
Yeah.
It's like, this is nice for what we do, which is like exploring hoods. It's not nice for like if you got like kids and family.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the Woodlands.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
We saw this. Do you want to do more Houston? Or do you want to roll up out of Houston?
Whatever you think is best.
I don't know. That's the thing. Houston is just like good.
Yeah.
I think we should just really like hunch down. And do you want to stand over there in Houston?
I like this. I'm having a good
This
time.
is good. Yeah, this is great stuff, man.
Yeah, I
This is a
feel
good
like I'm
place.
learning about it.
Yeah, we're really seeing Houston now.
Yeah.
It's not all it's cracked
Yeah.
up to be on, you know?
I do want to stay at a different place tonight, but
You don't like the same switch it up?
yeah, I just want to switch it up. I want to stay in a different area
Okay. So
and learn about all the areas.
okay, let's take a minute. Let's show it here in the shade. Let the camera cool down for a minute. It is 100 degrees, so let's just blow some air in here. Cool down the camera for a few minutes. Every once in a while, I gotta take a little break, guys, because we don't want the phone to like blow up.
Yeah.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Hardwick Road.
You got that Louisiana video off?
Yeah, that's been
We did a video. We did a video where we drove take off the north.
Take it off.
This no. I got it. This thing here, the north up
Oh.
thing.
Yeah.
Those are switches. That's what there we go. I did a video where we drove 100 miles to Louisiana. It's just one video, just 100-mile drive. You guys, it's difficult sometimes. Like I know you guys understand this about our channel. We go through like let's
Turn
say.
right.
See, these are the houses that are cheaper in Houston. That magazine just came out. There's over 1,000 houses in Houston. They're under $200,000. I'm like, yeah, in a neighborhood like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a quarter mile, turn left after Jack in the Box on the left onto Airline Drive.
Is it me or is Jack in the Box like a hood thing?
I don't know.
I've never seen a Jack in the Box in a good area. It's like a church is shaking where they like purposely find bad places to put their business. Houston's an awesome city though. But these houses, they all have metal bars. They're not just metal bars, they're like fortresses.
Yeah.
These houses are like quite literally fortresses. A mí me gusta que baile Marieta. Vive en Houston y mete galleta. Let's go to the north side neighborhood. This is the far north.
Turn left after Jack
This
in
is
the
like a
Box on the
Tampa
left onto Airline Drive.
back. You know what Houston reminds me of? Houston reminds me of Tampa in the 90s. And in the late 2000s.
Yeah.
Like this is what Tampa used to be like. Very slow pace. It's a big city, but it feels like a small town. Like that.
Yeah. I kind of like it.
When I saw this ornament thing here at the entrance, I was like, I knew this was hood back here when I saw this entrance.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that sounds like something people in the hood would want.
Yeah.
Like, let's erect a massive entryway to our community. Like, it just makes the crime just feel much more. I like it. It reminds me of Tampa back in the day, like really. Este tipo se me atravesó, man. Vamos, mijo. Dale, mijo. I don't want to honk the horn, but we gotta go.
Oh, now you go. Now you go.
I'm not gonna honk the horn at anybody in Houston. I don't want to get shot. I'm not in a rush, but you can't fall asleep at light. Panaderia Ramos. You just don't know what page people are on these days. You know what I mean? Like, you could like honk or horn at somebody, and they could just like be on their last. It's just a woman that's not paying attention. But you don't know what people are on. It's better to be respectful and not.
Yeah.
You don't know what people are, what's going through their head. But anyways, according to the internet, this is Houston's worst hood. Not perfect, but even despite it's a hood and blah 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 blah, there's still some great stuff in here. It's like the food looks amazing. The crime is spectacular. I mean, the chances of your car getting stolen are really high. Like, it's not all bad. You know what I mean? If you're a crime scene investigator, there's plenty of work. So it's not all bad.
Insurance investigator.
Not savage, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, insurance fraud. If you're into scamming and fraud, great place, man. Don't get better. This guy looks more hood heading this way.
Well, that is a scrap. This is a scrap yard. Scrap district.
But let's be honest, everything that we like is here.
Yeah.
This is,
And
you know
then
what, you know what, yeah, right.
Stuff I didn't even know I like is here.
Oh yeah, man. But here's the problem. This is like a Montgomery for people like us.
Yeah.
And Montgomery, where we used to live, was a Montgomery, you know, like for them. This is like the Montgomery for Hispanics. Like everything that we like is here.
Yeah.
You're Hispanic. Yeah. Okay, you agree to that? Okay. You're not officially Hispanic. Thank you, Katie. We're gonna buy a piñata of Pancho Villa and break it for you.
What's that?
You're not ready for the celebration.
What?
You were that close to being Hispanic. We almost had you there. Dang it. Do what?
Explain it and then.
Forget it. Forget it. We were gonna break a piñata in your honor. You know that? We're gonna do this for you. Forget it. Get out of my car. Anyways. Not here. They're hopping out somewhere safer now.
Target.
Anyways, this is like, you know, it's weird because I like what's going on here. Like, I like all these Latin and Salvadorian restaurants. I love all that. But like, it's very hood, man. It's like very it's very hood at the same time. Yerberia. Ah, that's a new one right there. Yerberia. Latin Yerberia. I don't know what a Yerberia is, but they have it. Have you ever been to a Yerberia? Probably not. I'm gonna suspect that the residential neighborhoods back in here can't be good. Let me see my map real quick. What's on the right of us? Are these residential neighborhoods?
Jose, you have an inch.
I can't see it. I'm gonna guess whatever residential neighborhoods are in here, they can't be good. This looks like North Fort Myers. No, not North Fort Myers. This looks like Palm Beach Boulevard and Fort Myers, but like massive. Is it residential back in there or commercial? Like everything that we like is here. Tire shops, Salvadoran restaurants, Pollo stores. Oh, man, what a dilemma. Quítate del medio, acere. Ese tipo se me atravesó, man. You know what's weird about people? Everybody talks bad about Miami. Oh, Miami, dude, Miami, that's scary. Like I've had people here in Houston tell me they're scared to go to Miami. And honestly, there's definitely, clearly, visibly more crime. Like I've never seen an apartment complex in Miami that has to have triple barbed wire. You know, there's more crime here, but the people here are scared of Miami simply because I don't know. Weird how people's preconceived ideas, like being here in Houston, you know, I talk to people in the hotels here and there and restaurants and stuff, and oh, Miami's bad, Miami this. Bro, this is like 10 times more dangerous than Miami, 10 times more crime than Miami. Yeah, the people here are scared of Miami. I hate, every time I go to every single day I read a comment about how horrible Miami is on my YouTube channel, and I'm thinking, it's really not that bad. It's actually one of the safer large cities in the country, but you would never know because you're talking crap about it. Oh, they have a fly guy. Un gran sombrero, un hombre, gran sombrero, el gran sombrero de Houston. El gran sombrerazo de Houston. Trailers look like crap in there. That's kind of rough in here. Bike rack. I feel like all cities this size, you got like really clean suburbs. You got places like this that are just kind of more urban. El dólar, man. Dólar. Tia Pancha. I love it, man. It's like
I see stuff over there, and I'm like,
dude,
your
it's
dad
super,
would love
yeah,
it.
this place is super. My dad would love these places.
Yeah.
He would love Houston. I like this area. I really do. Like,
Yeah.
even though it's hood and run down, I still like the way it's laid out. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Like Houston's the type of city, like if we lived here, we could make videos every single day and they would never get boring.
Yeah.
Like this city has like so many different faces to it.
Yeah.
Like there's so much going on. Like there's so many different.
Yeah. It's like
It's like an ever-changing thing. It's like it would never get boring.
the thing is, like where we're at, like I just feel bored.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
it gets
There's definitely
boring.
more things to look at here.
Yeah.
Botas. You need a pair of boots. Botas.
Yeah.
Bota. What is that other guy? Oh, it's a bank card. Interesting for sure, man. Muy interesante. Alright guys, so we're almost wrapping up the video. I'm glad you guys watched this very long video driving through Houston. I've had a great time, man. This is really neat and cool and just awesome, really. Had a great time. Hope you guys enjoy this Northside Houston drive. I like it. Great stuff. Awesome city. There's so much to see here. What a cool place. It's one of the few areas in the country I really consider moving to.
Agua frescas.
Agua Fresca.